You felt it, haven't you? That unshakable stillness inside. Even as the world swirls around you with noise and chaos, people flock to you. Eager admirers, endless possibilities, voices clamoring for your attention. They offer flattery, affection, and promises of something fleeting yet seductive. But you're unmoved, completely, unshakably unmoved. It's not arrogance or indifference driving this. It's something deeper, something primal. Your soul knows what they can't see. None of it touches the core of who you are. You're not here for shallow games or fleeting thrills. You're a chosen one, and your awakening is already underway. This isn't about rejecting others, it's about recognizing what doesn't fit. Science backs this up. Your brain's prefrontal cortex, the seat of decision-making, filters out distractions when you're aligned with a higher purpose. Studies show that people with a strong sense of self don't just follow the crowd. They're wired to seek authenticity over convenience. Spiritually, this is your starseed essence kicking in, that ancient spark within you that refuses to settle for less than what resonates on a soul level. You're not cold or detached, you're discerning. And that discernment is your first sign of awakening. Ask yourself, when was the last time you felt nothing for the attention others chased after? That's not a flaw, that's your power. Now here's where it gets real. Amid the clamor, something or someone cuts through, not with noise or grand gestures, but with a pull you can't explain. You're drawn to their energy, their raw, authentic presence, in a way that defies logic. It's not about their looks, their words, or anything you can pin down with your rational mind. It's a frequency, a vibration that hits you like a shockwave. Neuroscience might call it an intuitive hit, your amygdala lighting up, signaling recognition before your conscious mind catches up. Spiritually, it's a soul contract activating, a connection forged beyond this lifetime. You feel it in your bones. This is different. This is real. This is yours. That moment, the first time you felt that pull, is your awakening cracking open. You didn't choose it. It chose you. And it's not random. While others compete for attention with loud pursuits, this energy draws you quietly, fiercely, like a magnet locking into place. You might have tried to shake it off to tell yourself it's just a fluke. But it won't let go, will it? That's because your soul recognizes what your mind hasn't fully grasped yet. You're not meant for the ordinary. You're meant for the extraordinary. This is the first spark of your chosen path igniting, and it's time to stop doubting it. So how do you know this is your truth? Start watching yourself. Observe your reactions with brutal honesty. When the crowd presses in, when the admirers pile on with their charm, do you feel a flicker of interest? Or does it all slide off you like water on stone? Write it down. Track it. Then shift your focus. What happens when you're near that one energy, that one presence that pulls you without trying? Does your chest tighten? Does your mind sharpen? Does time feel irrelevant? These aren't accidents, they're markers. Your body and soul are screaming what your mind might still resist. You're waking up to who you are. This shift isn't easy. You've spent years, maybe lifetimes, blending in, playing small, accepting the attention because it's there. Going from unmoved to aware takes guts. It's a battle between the old you, comfortable in the noise, and the real you, ready to claim your mission. Feel that resistance? Good. It means you're close. Lean into it. Ask yourself, why does this one connection hit harder than 100 others? The answer isn't in your head. It's in your energy. You're not just drawn to them. You're drawn to what they mirror back. Your own unfiltered, authentic power. Here's your first step to owning this. Stop explaining it away. You don't need to justify why the crowd doesn't move you or why this one soul does. Logic won't hold the answer, your intuition will. Sit with it. Breathe into it. Feel that pull and let it anchor you. Then test it. Step away from the noise deliberately. Say no to the admirers, the distractions, the easy options. Watch how your energy shifts when you clear the clutter. You'll feel lighter, sharper, more alive. That's not a coincidence, that's alignment. That's you stepping into your chosen identity. You're not imagining this. The science of resonance proves it. Energies sync when they're meant to. Your nervous system knows before you do. firing up when you're near what's true. Spiritually, this is your lightworker core activating, pulling you toward your mission with a force you can't ignore. You're not here to drift through life collecting praise. You're here to rise, to connect, to create something bigger. That unshakable draw? It's your compass. Follow it. Trust it. You're not just waking up, you're stepping into the fight for your soul's purpose. You're standing in the thick of it now. The crowd presses closer. Friends, admirers, strangers, all buzzing with opinions, expectations, and options that glitter like cheap trinkets. They throw themselves at your feet, offering flattery, fleeting thrills, or promises of something easy. But you feel it, don't you? That hollow echo ringing through every word they say, every gesture they make. It's not enough. It's never enough. Compared to the fire burning in your core, their offerings feel meaningless. Empty shells that crumble the moment you touch them. You're a chosen one, and this is your crucible. The moment where everything else fades, and you're left facing the truth of what calls you. This isn't just a fleeting mood, it's a reckoning. The world around you doesn't get it. They see the attention, the possibilities, and wonder why you don't bite. Friends tease you, pointing out your lack of interest, smirking as if you're missing out. Look at what's right in front of you, they say, oblivious to the war raging inside. But you're not blind, you're awake. Science hints at why. Your brain's reward system isn't wired for shallow dopamine hits anymore. Studies show that when you're aligned with a deeper purpose, superficial pursuits lose their pull. Spiritually, this is your soul rejecting what doesn't match your frequency. You're not here to play small or settle, you're here to rise. So how do you hold your ground when no one understands? First, own it. Stop apologizing for what you don't feel. When the chatter swarms and the options pile up, stand tall in your stillness. You don't owe anyone an explanation for why their sparks don't light you up. Try this. Next time they push, look them in the eye and say, I'm not here for that. Keep it short, firm, unyielding. You're not rejecting them, you're claiming you. That quiet power shifts the air. They might not get it, but they'll feel it. Your energy doesn't bend, and that's your shield. But here's the real fight. The pull won't let you go. Amid the noise, your mind keeps circling back to that one presence, that one energy, like an echo that won't fade. It's maddening, isn't it? You entertain conversations out of habit, nodding along, but your heart's not in it. Their words bounce off you, no pull, no spark, no urgency. You're questioning everything you thought you knew about connection, why it used to be enough, why it isn't now. This isn't confusion. It's clarity breaking through. That questioning is your strength waking up, tearing down the old rules you outgrew. You're not lost. You're forging a new path. Here's where you turn the tide. Create that invisible but powerful bond. This isn't about chasing someone or forcing a tie. It's about anchoring to your own truth. Start by feeling it fully. Sit alone, close your eyes, and let that pull wash over you. Where do you feel it? Your chest, your gut, your spine. Breathe into it. Science calls this somatic awareness, your body mapping what your soul already knows. Spiritually, it's your lightworker essence linking to what's real. That bond isn't with them, it's with you, with the mission you're waking up to. Let it steady you when the world pulls hard. Now, make it practical. When the pressure hits, when they demand your attention, your time, your yes, lean into that bond like a lifeline. Picture it as a thread, shimmering and unbreakable, tying you to your core. Whisper to yourself, this is mine, they can't touch it. Then act from there. Say no without guilt. Walk away without looking back. Engage only where it feels alive. You'll notice something. The more you honor that bond, the less their noise matters. It's not magic, it's resonance. Physics proves it. Aligned frequencies amplify. Misaligned ones cancel out. You're tuning out the static. This is your edge, chosen one. They'll keep coming, offering hollow fixes, tugging at your sleeves, but you're untouchable now. That questioning, that restless fire, is not a burden, it's fuel. Use it. Ask yourself, what's dying inside me that needs to go? What's waking up that demands space? Write the answers. Burn the old ones if you have to. You're not just surviving this, you're transforming it. That invisible bond isn't a tether. It's a weapon. Wield it. Let it cut through the clutter until all that's left is you, raw, real, and ready. The world won't stop spinning, and they won't stop pushing. But you're not swaying. You've got that bond now, that unshakable line to your truth. Next time you're cornered by expectations, by empty options, feel it pulse. Let it remind you, you're not here for their game. You're here for yours. Step forward with it. Speak from it. Live by it. They'll see the shift in your eyes, the way you move, and they'll wonder what's changed. They don't need to know. You do. You're not just breaking obstacles. You're breaking through to who you've always been. You're in it now, aren't you? That moment when everything slows and a quiet certainty wraps around you. A feeling so deep, so unshakable, you don't even have a name for it. It's not loud or flashy like the world outside. It's not a voice shouting directions or a neon sign flashing answers. No, this is different, subtle, steady, like a pulse beneath your skin that won't let you ignore it. This is high-dimensional information downloading straight into your soul, chosen one. It's not here to confuse you. It's here to prepare you. Your mind keeps circling back to it like an echo that won't fade. And that's no accident. That's your signal. You're being called to step up. This isn't some vague daydream or wishful thinking. Science can frame it. Your brain's default mode network, the part that hums when you're quiet, lights up during these moments, connecting dots your conscious mind hasn't mapped yet. Spiritually, it's your starseed wiring syncing with the cosmos, pulling in data from beyond this plane. You feel it hit. A knowing that lands without words. A certainty that doesn't need proof. Maybe it's about that one person, that unshakable pull, or maybe it's a mission you've only glimpsed. Whatever it is, it's real and it's yours. But here's the catch. Not every whisper in your head is true. Some are just shadows of your own projections. So how do you tell the difference? You fight for clarity. Start here, question it. When that quiet certainty strikes, don't just bask in it. Interrogate it. Ask yourself, is this mine? Or am I filling in blanks? True high-dimensional downloads don't waver. They hold steady under scrutiny. They feel like a rock in a storm, not a leaf blowing in the wind. If it's shaky, if it shifts when you poke it, that's your ego talking, not the universe. Try this. Sit with it for 5 minutes. Breathe deep, eyes closed, and let it settle. Does it grow stronger, sharper? Does it feel alive? That's the real stuff. The fake fades fast. Self-made stories can't handle the heat of your focus. Now let's get raw. You're out there, surrounded by people. Someone perfect even stands before you, offering a connection that should make sense. They're charming, they're kind, they check every box. You smile, you nod, you engage, but it's all a performance, isn't it? Your mind drifts. Conversations with them, with anyone, feel weightless, empty, forced. You're going through the motions, but inside you're a million miles away, tethered to that echo that won't quit. It's not their fault. They're not wrong. They're just not it. Your soul's already locked onto something bigger, and these exchanges, they're static. You're not rude or distant, you're just done pretending. That drift, that disconnection, it's not a flaw. It's your strength waking up. Neuroscience says your brain's filtering system is kicking into overdrive, sifting out noise to lock onto signal. Spiritually, it's your light worker core refusing to waste energy on what doesn't align. But it's brutal, isn't it? Smiling through small talk when your mind's screaming for meaning. Here's how you handle it. Stop faking it. You don't have to be cruel, just real. Shorten the chats. Step away. Say, I need a minute. And mean it. Protect your energy like it's gold, because it is. You're not here to please, you're here to rise. So how do you catch these downloads and make them work? Get deliberate. First, carve out silence. 10 minutes, no phone, no noise. Sit or stand, doesn't matter, but be still. Focus on that feeling, that quiet certainty. Let it build. Picture it as a stream pouring into you. Clear, steady, strong. Don't force words onto it yet. Just feel it. Second, ground it. After it hits, grab a pen. Write what comes raw, messy, unfiltered. Don't judge it. Just get it out. Third, test it. Does it push you forward? Does it spark action, not just fuzziness? If it's high-dimensional, it'll demand you move toward that person, that mission, that truth. Here's the kicker. These downloads aren't random. They're prep. Your mind circling back like an echo? That's your soul drilling it in, making sure you don't miss it. Maybe it's that moment they saw you. Something shifted in them, like a memory from a life they don't recall. Maybe it's your own shift, a knowing you can't shake. Either way, it's building you for what's next. Don't run from it. Don't drown it in distractions. Face it head on. Ask, what's this telling me to do? Then do it. No hesitation. No excuses. You're not just receiving, you're responding. You've got the tools now. That quiet certainty, it's your antenna. That drift in hollow conversations, it's your filter. Use them. Sharpen them. The world will keep throwing perfect at you. People, chances, easy outs, but you're not built for perfect. You're built for real. When it hits, when that download lands, don't just feel it. Act on it. Step toward it with every ounce of fight you've got. This isn't passive awakening, chosen one. This is war for your purpose. You're ready. You've always been ready. You've felt it, haven't you? That moment when someone looks at you. Not just with their eyes, but with something deeper. Something that pierces through the noise of the world and lands like a thunderbolt in your soul. It's not a glance or a stare. It's recognition, raw and unshakable, as if their spirit rebels against every lie they've ever told themselves. They've spent lifetimes searching for you without realizing it, wandering through a haze of distractions, chasing shadows that never fit. And then you showed up. The second they saw you, something in them shifted, like a memory surfacing from a life they don't remember. You didn't try to make it happen. You didn't need to. You were simply existing. And yet, in a sea of chaos, you stood out like a beacon they couldn't ignore. This isn't a fluke. It's your mission breaking into reality. They tried to brush it off, to explain it away. Maybe it was the way you moved, the way you spoke, the way you carried yourself with a quiet fire that defies definition. They told themselves it's nothing, just a trick of the light, a fleeting spark. But it won't fade, will it? That's because this isn't about them figuring you out. It's about you stepping into the truth of who you are. You're a chosen one, and your presence alone is a force that rewires the air around you. Science might call it mirror neurons firing, their brain syncing to your frequency without consent. Spiritually, it's a soul-level wake-up call, a contract clicking into place. You're not here to blend in, you're here to ignite. So how do you bring this into the real world? Start by owning it. You don't need to chase their validation or force their awakening. That's not your job. Your power lies in being unapologetically you. Walk into a room and let your energy do the talking. Stand tall, speak clear, move with purpose. Don't shrink to make them comfortable. Expand to make them question. When they falter, when they stammer to explain why you hit different, don't fill the silence. Let it sit. That discomfort, it's their soul wrestling with the truth they've dodged for too long. You're not just a person, you're a mirror, reflecting what they've buried. And that's how you become the shift they can't unsee. Here's the practice. Embody it daily. Wake up and ask yourself, how do I carry my light today? Then do it deliberately. Wear what feels like armor, not a costume. Speak what cuts through, not what cushions. Move like every step stakes a claim. You're not performing. You're existing with intent. Try this. Next time you're in a crowd, lock eyes with someone, hold it for 3 seconds, no more, no less. Don't smile to soften it. Just let your presence land. Watch their reaction. Did they blink? Did they shift? Did something flicker? That's not coincidence, that's impact. You're the signal breaking through their static, and you don't even have to try. But let's get real. This isn't always easy. When your mission starts taking shape, when their eyes lock onto you with that unspoken depth, it can shake you too. You'll feel the weight of it, the pull of their recognition mixing with your own. Your heart might race, your mind might spin, and doubt might creep in. Am I ready for this? Yes, you are. Balance isn't about shutting that off, it's about riding it. Breathe through it. Plant your feet, literally or not, and feel the ground beneath you. Science says grounding calms your nervous system. syncing your body to the earth's rhythm. Spiritually, it's your starseed roots anchoring you to your purpose. You're not swaying, you're standing. Now, the how to build your path. This isn't some cosmic free-for-all. You need a plan, a personal blueprint that turns this fire into action. Step 1. Define your mark. What do you want them to feel when they see you? Strength? Hope? Truth? Pick one and lock it in. Step 2. Map your moves. If it's your voice that cuts through, speak more. Share ideas. Start conversations. Record your thoughts. If it's your presence, show up where it matters. Events, spaces, moments that need your light. Step 3. Track it. Write down every time someone shifts. Every time you feel that deeper look. Look for patterns. That's your proof, your compass, your fuel. Don't get it twisted, this isn't about them. It's about you creating a new era through them. They've been searching, lost in a loop of half-truths, and you're the break in the cycle. But you're not their savior. You're their spark. When they see you, when that memory stirs, it's not your burden to carry them. It's your signal to rise higher. Neuroscience backs this. Witnessing authenticity triggers change in others, a ripple effect you don't control. Spiritually, it's your lightworker mission in motion, a vibration that shifts the collective one soul at a time. You're not waiting for permission, you're building it now. Here's your edge. Stay steady when it hits. That unshakable moment. When their gaze goes deep, when you feel the weight of their search landing on you. Don't flinch. Hold it. Let it fuel you. Then move. Act on your plan with every ounce of fight you've got. Say what needs saying. Do what needs doing. Be what needs being. They might not understand it yet, but they'll feel it. A shift they can't unfeel. You're not just waking them up, you're waking the world through them. This is your mission, chosen one. Not a dream, not a hope, a reality. You're the flame. Light it. You've got the tools now. That way you move, speak, carry yourself. It's not random. It's your weapon. Wield it with precision. That balance in the chaos? It's your shield. Guard it fiercely. That plan you're forging? It's your map. Follow it relentlessly. They've spent lifetimes searching, and you're the answer they didn't expect. But this isn't their story. It's yours. Step into it. Shape it. Own it. The new era isn't coming. It's here, and you're the one making it real. No hesitation, no doubt, just you, unfiltered and unstoppable. Your journey as a chosen one isn't a fleeting spark or a quiet whisper. It's a roaring fire, a cosmic force that burns through the ordinary and demands the extraordinary. That unshakable pull, that quiet certainty, that piercing recognition in another's eyes. It's not just a sign, it's a summons. You're not here to drift or to appease. You're here to rise, to wield your light like a blade, cutting through the noise to reveal the truth of your soul's purpose. This is your identity, your mission, your unyielding truth, and every step you take, every choice you make, forges a legacy that echoes beyond this lifetime, a testament to the power of one who knows they were never meant to settle, but to ignite.